Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film my TBR check-in and book haul for the month of February. So let's just get right to it. Let's look at the numbers. As we left it last month, I had a TBR balance of my physical books of 96. So in February, I read a total of 12 books. 4 were off my shelf. 10 books were brought into my home. 0 books were unhauled. That left me with a +6, so we're up to... I am not particularly concerned about that because I think my TBR from doing this project for the last couple of years, I think my TBR is probably going to naturally fluctuate around 100, and really considering 10 books brought into my home in the last month, being up +2 over 100 is not that big of a deal to me. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And it's already March the 2nd, and I haven't purchased anything yet or brought anything into my home. So, that's good. Let's talk about what I did bring into my home, because 10 books, that's a big book haul. Let's just get into it. So I purchased 400 Souls, edited by Ibram x Kendi and Keisha and Blain. This is a community history of African America, 1619 to 2019. So this is nonfiction. For the most part, there is some poetry in here and a few other sort of creative writing type essays. This project took many different writers of African American heritage and asked them to write on a section of history starting in 1619 and proceeding in 5-year increments through 2019. So each 5-year increment has a piece of writing about history, something to do with African American history from that 5-year period. And I'm currently buddy reading this with my friend Rachel, and I am currently through part 5. And each of the little pieces of writing, most of them are essays or like little snippets, historical nonfiction. Most of them are like 3 or 4 pages long. So it is pretty interesting. It's something that you can read episodically. It's not a continual narrative. It takes different aspects of the Black experience in America and talks about them from the earliest days of European colonization on the North American continent. So this one's very interesting. As I said, I'm through the first 5 sections, so about halfway through this one, and I will be continuing reading this one into March. It is an excellent pick for Black History Month, so I will definitely tell you that. Then another book that came into my home, this one as a gift. This is The Serviceberry, Abundance and Reciprocity for World, Robin Wall Kimmerer. This is a gift from Karen over at Run Right Reads. She had picked this book up and read it and then so kindly sent it to me. It is a lovely object. So it is a naked hardcover, which I love, and it is basically a short little essay, and it has all these drawings interspersed in the text. And I absolutely love Robin Wall Kimmerer. She's one of my favorite authors. She is Native American, Indigenous, and so I am very much looking forward to reading this one in the future. Oh, look at the back. Lovely. Lovely, lovely object. Another gift comes from a longtime commenter on my channel. That's Judy Brown. She kindly sent me this book, which is Lindley. It's in the Detective Lindley mystery series, and I don't remember which number it is. It might be 19, but it's one of the later books in the series, and I did not own a copy and have not gotten to this one yet, but I am very glad to have it. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, this is 21. This is 21 in the series. This is Something to Hide by Elizabeth George. So as I said, mystery series. I've been reading this one with Britta Bowler, and we are through 15 of them, I think. We're about to start the 16th one. So very happy to have this one in my collection, because I imagine I will be getting to it, if not this year, then early next year. These next books all were purchased while I was on vacation. in the second week of February. And the first two books are part of a series, and I have already read one of them. And if you watched my vlog, you will have seen that I read Iron Flame while I was away on vacation. This is by Rebecca Yarrow. This is book 2 in the Imperium Romantasy series. So this is fantasy, lots of magic, dragons, the whole works. And this is book 2 in the series. So I read that one while on vacation. And then I have the third book in the series. This is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarrow. And this is I only picked this because this was the one that was available. It has the, the painted end pages, so it's very pretty. And I will say that all of the books in the series start off with a map in the front, which I love. I love a map. And I believe it's in the back too. Yeah, it's in the back too, so it's really nice. And each chapter has a little a little illustration at the heading of the chapter, if I remember correctly, of a dragon. So lovely object. I have not yet started this one, even though I finished Iron Flame in February. So I've been on to other reading, but this one I've heard mixed reviews on, so I'm not sure what I'm getting myself into. I think this series is planned to be like 5 books. So this is mid-series, which, can be problematic in fantasy series, but I will be reading this one probably sooner rather than later. Then I picked up a bunch of books while I was on vacation. The town I was in had their public library has a book room where they offer books for sale, and it's donation only. So that is fabulous. So I got these next 4 books, and I made a donation of $10, and they are all in new condition. So I'm very pleased by these books that I've acquired. This one is one that I might read in March because it is by an Irish author. This is The Night Ship by Jess, and I was inspired to pick this one up because this is a book that Doris at Aldi Books and Kim from Middle of the Book March and Britta Bowler buddy read together not very long ago, and it's historical fiction. It's like 2 timelines, historical fiction and then a present day timeline. And so that sounded really interesting to me, and at least how they described it made me feel like I was missing out. So I saw a copy, like brand new condition, and thought, oh, I could read that for the Irish Readathon in March. So I grabbed that one. And then a mystery series that I want to try. I have not ever read the first book, but I found the second book in this lovely hardcover. This is The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman, and this is book 2 in the Thursday Murder Club mystery series. And if I understand this correctly, this mystery series involves a group of elderly people from a nursing home who solve mysteries together. I don't know if they're in a nursing home or they're just elderly. Yes, retirement village. They live in a retirement village, so not a nursing home, but a retirement village. So this brand new looking hardcover was there, so I grabbed that one. And plan to try that series. They also had a hardcover copy of The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. I have read James McBride's memoir about his mother, and I loved that book. I thought that was a fabulous book. I have not yet read any of his fiction, and I know he is acclaimed for his fiction, and I really do want to try some of his fiction. So when I saw this particular novel of his, I really wanted to grab it. This is about a community in Pennsylvania, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, and it's a neighborhood that has a combination of African American and Jewish inhabitants, and it's how those two groups interact over time. So it's kind of like a community story. Like I said, I don't know if I said, but it starts in 1972, so it's a little bit historical. It's probably a lot historical, but from my perspective, 1972 is not that long ago. Interested to read more about James McBride, so that's why I grabbed that one. And then lastly, at the library bookstore, or the library book room, I guess, I picked up this huge Doris Kearns Goodwin history nonfiction. This is Team of Rivals, The Political Genius of Abraham Lincoln. I recently read Doris Kearns Goodwin's book about FDR and Eleanor Roosevelt, and I've read another book by her, which is I'm blanking on. The Bully Pulpit. which I love that book. So that's 2 books that I've read by her that I really enjoyed. So, and everybody raves about Team of Rivals. And even though I have gone by Abraham Lincoln in terms of my presidential reading challenge, this is a book that I want to swing back around to and pick up at some point and read more about Abraham Lincoln. And I just think Doris Kearns Goodwin is an excellent historian. We don't have enough published female historians, in my opinion, so I am pleased to have found this lovely hardcover at the library book sale. And then lastly, on my my excursion on my vacation, because I had purchased The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman, I happened to be in a little gift store / bookstore in the town that I was staying, and they had a copy of the first book in that series. This is The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. So this is book 1 in that series. And so now I can start the series and see if I like it. Hopefully I do, since I have book 2 as well. I don't like to do that if I haven't tried something by that author, but for, you know, if I find something for a really good price in really good condition, then I often have a hard time saying no. So I was really pleased to find the book 1 in that little store. And I am hopeful to actually read this one in March for March Mystery Madness. So like maybe it won't stay on the shelves for too long. That's the hope anyway. So those are the 10 books that I brought in the month of February. Really, really pleasing book haul. That one is very fantastic. Some series that I'm continuing on in, and then some new things that I want to try, and just a variety of things. I think that sort of shows the variety of books that I like to read. I just read everything, I guess, is the big overall picture of that. So that is the update on the TBR shelves and the book haul. I hope you're all doing well and finding some good books to read. I'll talk to you later.